I remember it looked, I don't know, it looked like a storm was coming. I just thought it was going to be a big thunderstorm or whatever, that kind of look. It had a bit of a, I don't know how to say it, but almost like a greenish hue to it a bit. So I remember that being I'd never seen clouds that color before. And it was something that my wife told me later, that she was born in Oklahoma and she remembers clouds having that color during tornado seasons. And we see his shopping cart start to move all over the place. So I went to help him get that. But as soon as we opened the door swung open. So I tried to help him close that. As we were doing that, we could see a big storm coming. And that's when Jim said, hey, everybody into the beer cooler to kind of let it pass. So we locked the door. And by the time we got into the beer cooler, it was probably 30 seconds before we lost power. So it was pitch black in there. And then that's when we saw the wall from the chiropractor clinic come flying across with so on their wall, they had all their wines, their whiskeys, all of those nice liqueurs come flying across. So we were trapped in there, myself, Jim, and the cashier. The only part of the beer cooler that is glass is the door. So it's old, it's actually very similar to what we see here. It's it's obviously insulated somehow. It's a very sturdy room because it survived that. We were all staring outside, just like curiosity does. We just saw the wall come flying across. I never heard a sound like it. I'd imagine it's probably what, not to compare it, but like a war would sound like. Just everything was shattering, exploding. You could hear the electrical, which had already sounded like just electrical wires snapping, that metal tin that's wrapped in industrial ones. The wall came shattering. Just glass everywhere. You could hear it pouring right out. Because at that point, even though we had no power, I guess that was the eye of the storm, it was silent. So aside from us like breathing and talking in there was no sound. And it was pitch black for us in there, except for the little gray that you could see through the door. And you just saw this wall, which must have been 10 or 12 feet high, just come shattering right down, carrying with it all the liquor that was on that wall, and then knocking over the half island that was there, knocking it over as well. So yeah, it was quite the experience. What happens next is once we could kind of tell that we were, okay, the crazy part, there was going to be no more objects flying around. We were able to get the beer store door open with some force. And then we had to climb across all the shattered glass.